Benedict XVI is lying in state directly in front of the main altar of St. Peter's Basilica above the church's first Pope, St. Peter. His body was brought into St. Peter's Basilica just after daybreak on Monday, laid out in red vestments and black clerical shoes. The former Pope is dressed in red and gold vestments and wearing a gold mitre. Popes are traditionally dressed in red for their funerals. Benedict XVI has his rosary in his folded hands. The public will be able to view his body until 7 p.m. in the days leading up to his funeral on 5th January. Tuesday and Wednesday, the Basilica will be open earlier at 7 a.m., allowing 12 hours each day for the faithful to say their final goodbyes to their beloved former Pope. His body will be displayed for 3 days in an open casket at St. Peter's Basilica, with people allowed to pay their last respect until 7 p.m. each evening. At least 6,000 people are expected for the funeral of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI on Jan 5, 2023. Around 3,000 people are expected to visit St. Peter's Basilica on each of the 3 days that the Pope Emeritus' body would be in a wake there. According to Vatican, the former Pope's funeral will be held on Thursday at 9:30 a.m. at St. Peter's Square, presided over by Pope Francis.
As we already told you this morning, from the morning of Monday, the body of the Pope Emeritus will be in the Basilica of St. Peter's, where the faithful can go with their prayers for a last meeting with the Pope Emeritus, to greet him and to say goodbye.
Following the funeral for Benedict XVI in St. Peter's Square, the late Pope's remains will be entombed in Vatican under St. Peter's Basilica alongside his 184 predecessors. Benedict XVI was the first German Pope in 1,000 years and the first pontiff to resign from office since 1915. His death on Saturday at the age of 95 brought acknowledgement of a mixed legacy from his strict defense of church doctrine. He is the first pope to step down in 6 centuries after Gregory XII died on New Year's Eve at the age of 95, almost a decade after he stood down because of ill health. Benedict XVI, original name Joseph Alois Ratzinger, was born in 1927 in Germany. The youngest of 3 children, Ratzinger was 6 years old when the Nazis took power in Germany in 1933. Joseph entered the seminary in 1943. In 1941, he was compelled to join the Hitler Youth, and in 1943, he was drafted into German military, serving in an anti-craft unit in Bavaria before being sent to Hungary to set truck traps in 1945. After the war, Ratzinger continued his education in seminary. He was ordained a priest in June 1951. In 1953, he was awarded a doctorate in theology at the University of Munich. After earning his teaching license in 1957, he taught dogma and theology at the Higher School of Philosophy and Theology in Freising. In March 1977, Ratzinger was appointed Archbishop of Munich and Freising by Paul VI. On November 25, 1981, he was made prefect of the Congregation of the Doctrine of the Faith by his friend Pope John Paul II. On 19th April 2005, he was elected Pope at the age of 78. His choice of name recalled Saint Benedict of Nursia, the patron saint of Europe and the founder of Western monasticism. During the early years of his papacy, Benedict visited several countries, including Turkey. In 2008, Benedict made his first visit as Pope to the United States, where he spoke against clerical sexual abuse and delivered an address to the United Nations. In February 2013, Benedict announced that he would resign at the end of that month, citing age and health concerns. His financial public address in St. Peter's Square drew a crowd of more than 5,000 people. On February 28th, he formally resigned, taking the title Pope Emeritus after Gregory XII. Benedict XVI will be laid to rest on 5th of January at St. Peter's Square Basilica in Vatican. Anslem, Ojaru, live at 8.